A Popular History of Ireland, from the Earliest Period to the Emancipation of the Catholics, Book 11. From the Accession of George I to the Legislative Union of Great Britain and Ireland. By Thomas D'Arcy McGee. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Chapter 1. The Accession of George I. Swift's Leadership. The last years of Queen Anne had been years of intrigue and preparations with the Jacobite leaders throughout the three kingdoms. At their head stood Ormond, the second and last duke of his name, and with him were associated, at one stage or another of his design, Bolingbroke, Orrery, Bishop Atterbury, and other influential persons. It was thought that had this party acted promptly on the death of the Queen, and proclaimed James III., or the Pretender, as he was called by the partisans of the new dynasty, the Act of Succession might have remained a dead letter, and the Stuarts recovered their ancient sovereignty. But the partisans of the Elector were the first in the field, and King George was accordingly proclaimed, on the 1st of August, at London, and on the 6th of August, at Dublin. In Dublin, where serious apprehensions of a Jacobite rising were entertained, the proclamation was made by the glare of torches at the extraordinary hour of midnight. 2 or 3 arrests of insignificant persons were made, and letters to Swift being found on one of them, the Dean was thought by his friends to be in some danger. But it was not correct to say, as many writers have done, that he found it necessary to retire from Dublin. The only inconvenience he suffered was from the hootings and revilings of the Protestant rabble in the street, and a brutal threat of personal violence from a young nobleman, upon whom he revenged himself in a characteristic petition to the House of Lords, for protection against the said lord. Pretending not to be quite sure of his assailant, he proceeds to explain, "Your petitioner is informed that the person who spoke the words above mentioned is of your lordship's house, under the style and title of Lord Blaney, whom your petitioner remembers to have introduced to Mr. Secretary Addison, in the Earl of Wharton's government, and to have done him other good offices at that time, because he was represented as a young man of some hopes and a broken fortune." The entire document is a curious picture of the insolence of the ascendancy party of that day, even towards dignitaries of their own church, who refused to go to all lengths in the only politics they permitted or tolerated. It was while smarting under these public indignities, and excluded from the society of the highest class in his own country, with 2 or 3 exceptions, that Swift laid the foundations of his own and his country's patriotism, among the educated middle class of the Irish.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?